All right, welcome everybody. This is Mike at digitalnomad.net. This is the ultimate setup. This is the most complex, hopefully most effective setup I've ever had for mobile broadband. And let me explain to you what this is, how it's going to go in the car. It's much easier to show it now while I'm planning it before it goes in the car. Now, some parts are new, some parts are old, some parts may look familiar if you've seen this in videos in the past. First, let me show you the old stuff. All right, first of all, this is a signal booster, old school. This is a WeBoost. This unit right here works by turning it on. You get a green LED when it works, showing you that it's actually doing its job. This antenna has to be on one end of the car, and then this has to attach on this side to your hotspot device. And I've got an older hotspot device right here, an MR6 and an MR7 Pro. I think I'm going to use the MR6 with that. So basically, this will go inside without the battery, because it works better without the battery. You get more signal strength, believe it or not. It operates at higher power without the battery, because the battery tends to overheat. So this will be on one side of the car, and then that will be on the other. We'll check for green. Always got to check for green that it's actually working. So this will have this almost all the time on my T-Mobile. So you've got a T-Mobile SIM card in the back there. And we want to get signal from both T-Mobile and from AT&T. We've got AT&T on this new MR7 Pro. So we're going to take signal from both of these, and we're going to mix it into some older components that we have here. And that's what you see right here. And this is a Tenda W1SE. And this will mix. What this one will do is it'll mix in at least two sources. So we're going to have a cable running out of this with T-Mobile, cable running out of this with AT&T, and these will both be unlocked eventually. This one already is unlocked. I'll be able to switch them if I want. But by the way, this one does MM wave because it's the M6. This one does not, and it's a lot less money for the newer one, half the price, but doesn't do MM wave in downtowns, which are super high speeds. So I'm going to run cables out of here into this. This is a load balancing router. Then I'll be able to run a cable out if I want, but more likely we won't use any out cables. We will use the wireless, and the antennas are kind of broken because this thing's seen better days. I've been using it for years. Should still work though for wireless, so it'll mix the two together from the two mobile hotspot boxes, and we'll get up to 300 megabits per second because that's what they have. We're not going to use Starlink because Starlink needs a clear view of the sky. Starlink is $160 a month. The AT&T Ultra, the old grandfather plan I have, is $100. The new T-Mobile business plan is $60. These are unlimited, unthrottled, and you have to be businesses to get these, and you can't even get the Ultra on that. You can have another one, which is high-end, same price, but it tends to restrict your speeds. So if this doesn't work by any reason, we'll go back to this, which is a wired-only Cuddy, because Denise needs a wired connection. So that all this can be set up on your laptop, even this one too. Now, we have extra external antennas. The reason why I have these Netgear Nighthawks is because of these external antennas. You can connect the MIMO antenna on this one and on that one. So I've got this one, which I've had for a little while, this Netgear one. Suction cups mounts up against the window, and I'm guessing it'll probably be, well, it depends who's better in fringe areas, depends where we are. The one box that we're less dependent on will be constantly connected to this. Maybe it'll be this one and the booster. I'm just guessing for right now. These just plug in. And then this is a new waveform. I just did an unboxing of this one. It's the low profile 2x2 MIMO antenna, fully weatherproof outdoors. Instead of me having to take these boxes outside to get better signal, like running up a tree, now I can run it up with this. And this has a window entry cable, which is pretty cool. I've just been looking at this. I didn't even know this was coming with this. I was wondering how I was going to do that. But look, see how flat it is? It'll run through the window, which is awesome. And then it runs to two 20-feet cables, which we can extend out to 40. I think 40 feet is the absolute limit. So this way I can run this thing, which is weatherproof, up a tree. Other times, it's got suction cups. I can keep it mounted in the window. So I'm only going to run it up a tree if I need to. But we're going to have all these external antennas going. They'll be hidden behind panels that we have, all kinds of suction cup panels in the car that we have, the Tesla. So you won't see them, you won't see anything really. But you got to protect these cables where they go in, because these cables are pricey. They break. They say they don't have the right cable. If you don't use the right cable that's genuine, you can't even get a genuine cable. You have to get aftermarket. And I've been getting from Amazon. I'm gonna have a couple extra on hand, but you got to keep this all in a cage where these aren't rubbing or touching anything. This way you get maximum power out of the devices because you're using the cables all the time. If you got to walk somewhere, of course, we'll put the battery packs in, but we almost never need to do that. And that is pretty much the setup. All right, this will hopefully give us, I'd say, a minimum of 20 megabits per second in the worst areas, because sometimes these units will drop down to like 10, I've seen. We need 2 together with the load balancing router. Hopefully we're gonna get 20 and still have wireless connectivity with everything. And then this is a brand new antenna. But we're very hopeful that when we're parked in fringe areas, kind of like, you know, that's when Starlink would be really handy if you had a clear view of sky at night in fringe areas. But this can kind of be almost as good, I have a feeling. We're gonna see. We're gonna learn, and I'll be posting more videos about this. Let me know any kind of comments or questions you might have. Like I said, this old box is only because it was cable only, load balancing router, and these are very inexpensive. A lot of times these load balancing routers are super expensive. Also, what we're going to try to do, I don't know if it's possible, is to put these services on pause after March, because we really don't use them for the rest of the year. We used to do more traveling with Denise. Needed to work remote, but she's not even allowed to work remote anymore, unfortunately, because of the job she has. So we won't be doing that in the warm months, only during the cold months. And that's it. You've got the 2 antennas, 2 Netgear hotspot boxes, 2 load balancing routers, so that we only need 1, and 1 does wireless. And of course we need electricity power. This is why we have an electric car, and we're charged a lot. This stuff, and this too, this uses electricity, this booster. Like I said, this booster will probably connect with the old one. I've seen that when I tested the same card in both this newer and older, the newer got faster speeds. So I may just use it for the older. I don't know. Maybe we'll end up switching it around. Let me know any thoughts or any of your own experiences if you've used any of these products in a similar type of setup. But what this is going to generate, hopefully for us, is like a wall quality. You know, where Denise can easily be. Of course, we can do streaming 4K videos, no problem. We don't really use it for that. She needs to have like into a VPN, you know, just like at work, and it is work. So we need to have that kind of constant quality, regardless of view of the sky, regardless of whether we're under trees and bridges, staying out of the sun with the car. And this will hopefully do it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.